Hey guys, Logana here with a 100% completion guide for the Adventures of Panzer Legacy Collection, and with the in-game cheats enabled, you should be able to complete this game in around 40 minutes. It was released on the 26th of January 2024. It was developed by Grokk Games and published by Ratalaika Games. It can be found in both the Xbox and PlayStation stores for $8.99 with a 10% discount during launch. The Adventures of Panzer is a retro action platforming game where you lead a band of heroes through 12 levels over the course of both Panzer 1 and Panzer 2 games found in the Legacy Collection. There's a total of 45 achievements or trophies to earn, the majority of which will pop as you progress through the game. However, there are a few missable achievements in Panzer 1 that relate to killing different enemy types, and in Panzer 2, some of the NPCs you'll need to find which are hidden within the levels. Similar to previous Ratalaika games of this style, we have a built-in cheat menu that enables infinite health, mana and lives. I recommend turning these on for an easy completion. With that, you'll also get the ability to rewind and fast forward using the left and right bumpers on the Xbox controller, allowing you to rewind any mistakes or speed through conversations and gameplay by fast forwarding. So you can hold right bumper to fast forward this conversation and then press X to proceed through the dialogue. Once you get into the game, the controls are very similar to your typical platformer. Left stick or D-pad to move around, A to jump, X to attack or interact with things, and then finally, once we get onto the Panzer 2 game, Y will allow you to switch between characters. So once we get into the game, there is an achievement for healing yourself, so you do have an ability. Just keep pressing Y on the controller until you see the heart symbol at the very top there under that blue mana bar. Hold up on the D-pad and press X to heal yourself. So then it's just a case of making your way through all of the 5 levels in Panzer 1. If you make a mistake like so, you can hold the left bumper on your Xbox controller. This will slowly rewind time, and it's a lot quicker than going back to a previous checkpoint or the start of a level. I did get an achievement there for picking up a mana potion. You'll find these scattered throughout the world and probably accidentally pick one of these up. The structures of the levels tend to consist of a mini boss in the middle, like so, which tends to give you an achievement, and then a larger boss near the end of the level. As I mentioned at the start of the video, you can also hold the right bumper to speed up time, which is great on the flat segments, but on the trickier jumps I suggest releasing that so you go back to normal speed. And then during Panzer 1 you'll meet these NPCs, which you don't actually need to talk to, you just need to enter the room which they're in. None of these encounters are missable, so don't worry about those. I just broke in that block and collected an extra life, purely for the achievement as we've got infinite health and lives, so we don't need to pick any more of those up going forward. Shortly we'll come to the end of level 1 where we'll have a boss fight and then finally get the achievement for defeating the boss, and then we'll move on to level 2, 3, 4 and 5. But what I'm going to do is timestamp the beginning of each of the levels just to give you some context on what you're looking for and what the potential missable achievements are. I'll also timestamp the actual achievements when they pop and give them a little bit of context if needed. So I'm now going to go quiet and just speak up at the start of each level or a particular hidden or missable achievement. If you found this video guide useful, drop it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from myself in the future, as always, please do subscribe. As we move on to level 2 here, there is a couple of missable achievements relating to killing particular monsters or enemies. So the first one's just about to appear on the screen now, which is a bat. It's this little blue guy here. Make sure you kill him. There is plenty more scattered through the level. For whatever reason, there did seem to be a bit of a delay on this achievement popping, so I do kill a second bat here and the achievement pops. The second and final missable achievement on this level is to kill a mother spider. And one so happens to be on this next screen, so as you'll see she's spitting out blue spiders. You can ignore those, jump up to the top and make sure you kill her on the very top. I have marked this as missable because there is only 2 spider mothers, and if you bypass them completely by just jumping over them, you will miss those achievements. There is a couple of other achievements on level 2, but those should pop for you naturally as you enter the rooms with the NPCs. One is when you reach a room with a chest and a trap, and the second one's when you meet Paladin Artix. I do go over and talk to him, but it's not necessary for the achievement, as you do see it pops as I enter the room. On level 3, the forest, there is only one missable achievement to defeat a Seymour. You'll find one quite early on in the level here spitting what looks like bubbles. Just make sure you kill him and you'll get the achievement. A little later on there is an achievement for meeting a mysterious troll, but that should pop naturally as you enter the room. So on level 4 now, the Spire, there's only one missable achievement, and again it's to defeat a particular enemy. So we need to defeat a magical experiment. So as you come onto this screen, this little purple guy at the bottom here that I've just killed is one of those. There is another encounter achievement with the Ice Mage, but that again should pop for you once you reach the library. Just skip through the rest of this level, kill the mini boss and the end boss, and we'll speak again on level 5. Onto level 5, the last level now is the Citadel. Once we move into this next screen, what we're looking for is a shuffling zombie, which you can see one on the lower level here. These are the guys that look like they've got the red robes on. Thankfully, that's the last missable achievement for Panzer 1. So just continue on, kill the last boss, and we'll see you over on the start of Panzer 2. Now that we've beaten Panzer 1, you should finish up with 445 gamer score. Ready to move on to Panzer 2, and to do so, just press the menu button on the Xbox controller, go down to close game, and then we're going to go back and then move over to the Adventures of Panzer 2. Just ensure that the cheats are on, so go into the options menu, make sure those are switched on before you start a new game. There is an achievement for starting and completing the tutorial. So that's what we're going to do first of all. So once we get to the main menu screen, there is an option to skip the tutorial, but we do need to do it. So we're just going to select a normal start on the very top. Panzer 2 also has the option to skip. So if you press B on a cutscene, you can skip it, just getting you straight into the gameplay. The skip option's only there for about 5 seconds. So if you miss it, you can rewind and press B or just proceed through the dialogue. Panzer 2 plays pretty much the same as the first one, however there is a new mechanic which is added, which you're about to see now, which is the ability to switch between characters. These new characters do have special abilities, so the first one here, the Hunter, once switched to him by pressing Y, he can actually wall jump, so just hold against the wall and just continue spam A. He also has a ranged attack with a bow, which is particularly useful for some of the boss encounters, which you'll see me use later on. There's no missable achievements in the tutorial segment here, but I will just help you with some of the characters. Likewise with the previous game, you can rewind, so if you fall down a hole, just quickly rewind and it's a lot quicker than using the checkpoint. The next character you unlock during this tutorial segment is the bomb thrower. He's kind of bright blue. He allows you to throw bombs and blow up the blue walls. This guy needs to be used in a couple of the later levels to unlock some of the characters that we're looking for. After that, you'll be introduced to the fourth and final character, which is an Ice Mage. He's kind of lighter shade of blue, he's not deep blue like the Bomb Thrower. And when you press X to cast his ability, what it does is freeze the background waterfalls, which allows you to walk over the blocks of ice to traverse longer sections that you can't actually jump over. So that's it for the tutorial segment. Again, I'm going to do similar to what we did in Panzer 1. I'm just going to shout up at the start of each level, give you a little bit of context on what you need to do to get those missable achievements. So as we complete the tutorial segment, we'll move into kind of a hub area within our castle. There is 3 achievements to collect here by going into various rooms. So first of all, we're going to jump up, go to the right, and then we're going to use the door in the very top right. Go on through, jump over this guy and use the door behind him. And then in this room, we're going to go to the opposite door here, use that, and we'll have a boss fight with the Hellwolf. Once you defeat him, you will unlock a new ability for your sword attack, as well as the achievement. Once you've defeated this guy, which doesn't take very long with the cheats on, we do have another 2 rooms at the castle that we need to go into to get achievements. After that, you don't need to go into any of the other castle rooms, and we can just proceed on with the story missions. So head out the door you came in, back to the center screen, and then we're going to go to this top right door. This is kind of the medic doctor's bay, which will give you an achievement for just popping into the room. Then back out and go to this shop on the very left screen, far left door on the top left, and walking into this room should also give you achievement as well. Then just going to backtrack, go out into the middle section again and use this top left door. This is the mission hub and we don't need to leave this area at all. Talk to this Minotaur guy to get the mission board, and we're going to go through in order of appearance. So we're going to start in the top left, which is the Ice Fortress. Every time you start a mission, you have to pick a partner to go onto the level with you. This is just somebody else you can switch to. 9 times out of 10, you can get away with just using the Hunter. However, on levels 3 and 4, we will need to take the blue bomb guy. That's Vespeto, who's on the very right-hand side of the character selection screen for your colleagues. He's going to allow us to blow open a couple of walls that are going to get us through to some of the NPCs in level 3 and 4. In all other levels, I suggest using the Hunter that I'm using here just to help with the wall climbing and the boss fights. I didn't mention earlier on, but level 1 doesn't have any missable achievements. All we're doing here is working our way through it. The ice is rather slippery, so just be careful on the jumps. Make sure you slow it down, and again, reverse time if you need to right yourself. Just continue through and kill the last boss, and then I'll shout up again when we get to level 2, the farm. We've now completed the Ice Fortress. We'll go back to the bounty board and select the second one on the top, which is what I'm calling the farm. You'll be pleased to hear there's no missable achievements on this one, and you can go in with the hunter. There is an achievement that pops about halfway through for finding Doodle, but this should pop naturally and you don't need to look for him. So now that we've finished level 2, the farm, we'll move on to level 3, the desert. When we do start the desert level, do make sure you pick the bomb guy on the right hand side before you start the level. We do need him to open up some of the walls and get one of the missable NPCs. So partway through the start of this desert level, there will be a drop down. There is a mana potion that's kind of hovering over it, just kind of luring you in to drop down the hole. Once we drop down there, we'll find Hogard, which we need to kill. And then further on, near the end of the level, we'll find Grokk's hideout by blowing out a blue wall and then going through the door. I'll timestamp both of these achievements and speak up as we get a little bit closer to them. So as you reach this segment, as mentioned earlier, there's a little mana pot here that's luring you down the hole. Collect that, drop down, we'll find Hogard, and once you defeat him, you'll get one of the missable achievements. As we approach these next set of blue bricks, make sure you blow these open, head on through and talk to the NPC in here to get the achievement for finding Grokk's hideout. That's it for level 3, the desert. Just continue on and kill the final boss. As we move on to level 4, the moon, there is another missable NPC that requires us to take the bomb guy with us. To get to the moon, select Mappy in the bottom left and then skip the dialogue and make sure you move over to the right and get the bomb guy. He's going to allow us to get into and find DM, which is one of the NPCs that we're looking for. As it's a few screens over, I'll timestamp it in the description and shout up when we get a little bit closer. So within this screen, just make this jump and you'll find a wall of blue blocks. Use the bombs to blow on through. Go through the door at the very back here. And there is DM that we're looking for. The achievement should pop straight away. You can leave this area, continue on, and finish the final boss within this zone, moving on to the next level, which is the cemetery. As we move on to the 5th level, the cemetery, which is in the bottom middle here, there is one missable achievement for finding the bunny. This is missable if you use the bomb guy and blow through a hole. It'll create a shortcut and you'll skip the bunny completely, so suggest starting this level with the hunter so it doesn't sway you from using that shortcut, and you'll definitely reach the bunny. So if you're using a companion other than the bomb thrower, you'll definitely go through and reach the bunny when you drop down a little later on in the level. So the next level, the sewer, level 6 in the bottom right here, doesn't have any missable achievements on it. So all you need to do is go through and kill the mini boss and the final boss before moving on to the very final level that unlocks once you've completed all 6. This is where you'll find the very rare achievement that only I currently have unlocked, and others will find out how to do it. So now that we've killed all 6 of the bosses, we'll unlock Grokk at the very bottom here. So just make sure you select him to start the mission. You don't get to pick a companion here because you do have all of them unlocked. So if you press Y, you can switch through all 4 of the characters. This one's got quite a little bit of parkour in it, so there's a lot of tricky jumps to be done with the hunter. So just make your way through here, and I think the next screen over is where we'll find the rare missable achievement that nobody has yet unlocked other than myself. I won't lie, I too struggled with this achievement and got sick of looking for him, so I went over and spoke to the developers over at Pixelcraft that did tell me exactly where to find him. So I will timestamp the location where you find Logana, and I will do a little bit of narration on telling you how to get to him. So you'll find Logana about halfway through the level, just passing over these waterfall segments here. You'll find a nice little jump that you can wall jump back and forth to get to the very top with the hunter. Blow through the wall and go through this door just behind the waterfall and you will find Logana. This is of course a nod to the sound engineer that produced all the music for the game, and he has a little disco room here, giving you probably the most rarest achievement in the game, which when I did originally pop it was 0%. And that's it in terms of the missable achievements. You now should have 1 or 2 achievements left to clean up, which is for killing the mini boss as well as the final boss. So I'll leave you to go through and clear those up. Again, if you found the video guide useful, drop it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from myself in the future, please do subscribe. And finally, I'd love to give a huge thank you to these beautiful people listed below that have decided to support my YouTube channel and become members.